Welcome back yet again, my faithful followers, for 10 things that I hate about my Model 3 performance. It's a 2023 if anyone cares. And like I said in my last video, I'm doing two videos. This one is 10 things I hate. I also have 10 things that I love about this car. So please watch both of those before you get on your computer and say that, why'd you buy this car if you hate it? I love those comments. Keep them coming. Give me the views and give me the money haters. Anyway, 10 things that I hate about my Model 3 performance. And it was kind of difficult because I love this car, but I'm being 100% honest. These are things that I hate about this car. And the number one thing that I hate about my Model 3 performance is the range. Yes, I know. I already know. Everyone's commenting down below. Oh, it has good enough range to go anyway. Yes. What I'm talking about is range anxiety. Now, it can be completely meaningless, which it has been the entire time I've had this car. I've had this for 1 year now. At 80%, I'm at 242 miles. That's enough to get me really anywhere that I need to go. If I go on a road trip, which I have, charge it 100%, it's over 300 miles of range. I have never had any issues. What I'm talking about is the anxiety. You always got to go on your maps and be like, oh, am I going to make it? How much am I wasting? Am I doing everything? What's my heating control at? What's this, that, and the other? I know I'm going to make it, but the range anxiety is still there, and I hate that I have it. But hopefully people that drive Teslas know what I'm talking about. Hopefully I'm not the only one. You know you're going to get to your destination. You know you're going to get to the charger. You already planned ahead. It's already built into the software. You're just scared because they're not as popular as gas stations. But still, it's in the back of your mind. You're always checking your data. Am I going to make it? How much will I pay when I get there? Etc. Now, this is something that I didn't think that I was going to put in this video because I've had basically no issues with my Tesla, and all new Teslas are getting much better at build quality. But number two is not build quality, but number two is rattles. So build quality in general, panel gap, everything. I have no issues with the car. Everything's within spec. It looks beautiful. I mean, I'm sure if you go with measuring tools and whatnot, yeah, it'll have that. Any car will have that. But what I'm talking about is when I'm going 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, because this car's so quiet, and say I don't have the radio on, there's small rattles that you can hear. I think it's the fenders, maybe it's the liners, but it's not just me. And I'm not just saying this because, oh, it could be my car. I looked it up. I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, but the amount of information that I have found on the World Wide Web on how many rattle issues there are with Teslas and just things being loose and things not being secure and just making noise is quite a lot. For enough for me to go, I'm definitely not the only one that's getting a little rattle noise or, build quality in general. That's usually what people put on these things. But my build quality's fine. It's just those little rattles. Like, really? Why do I have a rattle? I've got a 2000 car that has no rattles. I know people are going to hate me for some of these, and especially this one. Number 3 that I hate about my Tesla is the glove box. I know you can go in here and you can just press a button. You just go in here and you just hit glove and it opens up. You can hold down the button, wait for the voice command to come up, say open glove compartment, wait for it to process, and then it opens it up. But any other car, you just reach over and open it. It's just something that I don't like. But even when it is open, here's another thing. If you watch my last video on 10 things that I love, 10 things I love is storage. You have so much storage in an electric car because there's less stuff. It's awesome. Why is the glove compartment so freaking small? I can put part of my registration in here and that's it. You can't fit a full sheet of paper or else it comes up and it binds up like up top. Just make it slightly bigger, slightly deeper. I really don't understand why it's this size or why there's not a physical button. I know there's aftermarket stuff, but still. Number 4 is something that has come up on many forums. People have been asking for it. And yes, I understand this has been fixed. Let's get that out of the way. But for people buying this car for full price, whatever, I know, again, prices fluctuate. I bought this for really cheap. Price went up, price went back down, etc. Anyway, this car is the top end. It's the performance model. It doesn't have cooled seats. And people complained about that for such a long time. Like, why would you have like a $50,000-ish car with heated seats and all this technology, but not cooled seats? It rubs me the wrong way with something like that. That's like, wow, this is a really expensive car. You don't have cooled seats. You have heated seats though. But again, 2024, they fixed that problem. That's amazing. Plus, there's aftermarket solutions. You can watch my video on that. It's just a seat cover that has fans, and it's freaking awesome. That's why I really want to get the 24, because it has cooled seats built in, and I don't have to worry about taking those off in the wintertime, because something I found out in the wintertime, you can't get heat because they're too thick, so I have to take them off. It's annoying. Now, thankfully for number 5, this is not something that I've had to deal with at all. I've had 0 maintenance that I've had to do, 0 service appointments that I've had, but I am definitely part of all the communities, the forums, the Facebook groups. The amount of time that you need to get your car in for an appointment for the service department is absurd. Like, I see people, at least in where I'm at, say the Raleigh area, they just built a new one, which is awesome. But some people are like over 3 months wait for a service appointment. I get service takes a while. I worked at a dealership, but dear God, that is a long time. And of course, yes, that depends on where you live in the country. But that should be something that should be, for a company as big as Tesla, to pop up more sites for at least service departments. I feel like that's something that should be like very high priority. And for number 6, this is something that I have solved with this beautiful little display up here. And there's about 100 different ones that you can get. But if you don't have the know-how or don't want to pay for it, this car does not come with a center display where everyone has ever known to look while driving for speed instead of coming over here to get your speed display. I never got used to it. I finally installed this because I just couldn't get used to it. The Model S has it. Model S came before that. Why would they get rid of... I don't know. I don't know why Elon does things Elon does, but that is something that I think everyone really enjoys, is to have a heads-up display, even if it's the most basic thing, which they do sell, just how fast you're going. Honestly, that's totally fine. I like the little other stuff. It has like range and time and all that other stuff up here. Number 7 is probably just me. I may be the only person that's ever said this about their Model 3, or yeah, maybe just Model 3, but I don't like the rear windshield. So if you look straight back, you can see that it's curved up. So when you're looking in your rear view mirror, you're getting less. So that right there, that line where my finger is, it's giving you less to look out of. It's curved up instead of down, so you can't see as much. Now, you do have a rear view camera, which is amazing. I love that. But if you were just to make this a hatch, you could fix so many problems, more trunk space, more visibility. Now, hopefully they're making a hatch version of the Model 3. That would be freaking cool. But I really don't like the rear view and the visibility, because the way that they made the trunk, I'm not sure why they decided that it needs to be shaped like that. Number 8 on my hate list is sometimes the cameras. So I just had this recently, and I know depending on where you live in the country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people, like warmer climates, California, Florida, you may never have this issue. But right now in North Carolina, it's getting really cold, especially if you park your car outside or it's outside for a prolonged time. You get condensation in your camera's housing. So up here, condensation will get inside here. Condensation will make its way inside here. It will also make it right up there into the camera. And it will also make its way inside this housing for your pillar camera. And usually that's not a big deal, but if you're using autopilot or full self-drive, you can't. You can't even use the lane assist or the adaptive cruise control. You can't use anything if one of these cameras notices, hey, I can't see right because it's kind of foggy or blurry because of the condensation. I'm just not gonna do anything. All right, guys, number 9. This one is brand new that just made my list, which I really don't like. So you know how Tesla likes to give out free full self-drive? They've done it 2 times. I think they're doing it a 3rd time now, which is really cool. I love it. I love using it. I might pay for it if it drops in price. It's so cool. But after using that, they just updated on the last one. I did a video on it, on the full self-drive. It was really cool. You no longer need to touch the steering wheel. As long as this camera up here sees that you're looking forward and paying attention, you're good to go. You don't need to touch anything. Put your feet up, done. But if you have autopilot, not full self-drive, you still have to hold the steering wheel. So obviously we have the technology. Now I get that it's a paid thing. They're trying to make money off of it. I get that, okay? Make your money, Tesla, Elon. But that's like changing lanes, stop signs, turn signals, U-turns, all that stuff is included. But please, for the love of God, take off the feature where I have to constantly keep my hand up here for long road trips when you already have the technology to look at my eyes to know I'm looking forward. I got so used to not touching anything, but now I have to do that. First world problems, right? It sucks. And finally, number 10, the thing that I hate 10th about my Tesla Model 3 is kind of about the Tesla, kind of about your key / your phone. So if you have your phone and you don't have the Tesla app open, now I do have, before I get into this, yes, it has gotten way better, but it's still not perfect. And that's why it is on my list. If you don't have it on, or you haven't had it on and it hasn't checked in hours or days, and you come out to your car and you try to open it, obviously I'm connected now because I've been in and out of the car, but you open it and it takes a few seconds and then it'll open. Same thing with the charging port. If I come out here and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go for a drive, before I even open the door, I come over here and I try to take it out. I have to hit the button and it doesn't work. I have to get my phone out. I have to open the Tesla app. I have to connect to the car, reconnect to the car, and then I can turn it off, put it in, and then everything's good to go. It's established connection again. Like I said, it's gotten so much better. But when I first got this car, I always had to open the Tesla app and get it reconnected, everything's good, before I put it in my pocket and I was good to go. And when you get a car like this and you do all the cool stuff with your phone in your pocket, you don't think about it until you've been chilling at home for a few days, and you go out for a drive, and then you have to reconnect everything. It kills the experience of having everything being so seamless. But it's gotten better. They've got wideband and whatnot now. It's way better, which is, again, going back to my last video, 10 things that I love about this car is the constant updates. But if you want to watch that video, watch that video. But these are the 10 things that I currently hate about my Tesla Model 3 performance. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy, leave a comment and thank you for your view. And if you did enjoy, again, thank you for your views. And I'll see you guys in the next one.